All right. Oh yeah, I remember this. Secretary of State. Today I've got some photographs that capture some of the moments over the last 4 years that I'm really anxious to get a look at and maybe remember. All right, this should be fun. Let's see what we've got. So this is a photograph with President Biden in the White House Rose Garden back in June of 23. And I think this follows a meeting that we had with the Secretary General of NATO, then Jens Stoltenberg. It sort of captures this incredible privilege I've had of walking side by side with President Biden for 22 years. The President doesn't like acronyms, not his favorite thing, with one exception, NATO. That's the one acronym you can use. Here's what I think he's seen. When you join NATO, you take a sacred vow as a country, which is an attack on one is an attack on all. I think we've seen incredible unity from the NATO allies and well beyond, but that didn't just happen. It really was the product of the President and many of us, American diplomacy, bringing countries together and making the case that what we saw with Russia and its assault on Ukraine wasn't just an aggression against Ukraine. It was an aggression against some of these really important principles that are the best ways to keep the peace and prevent war in the first place. So this is a photograph at the Abrahamic House in Abu Dhabi, which is a truly extraordinary place. It brings together a mosque, a church, and a synagogue, showing the common denominators among the Abrahamic faiths. This is just days after the horrific attack of October 7th in Israel. I got a chance to write something on the wall, as other visitors have, and I think in that moment, in the wake of October 7th, it was so important to be reminded of our common humanity. Something like this incredible place in Abu Dhabi is a reminder of our common humanity, is a reminder that so much more brings us together. When we see people lose the ability to see the humanity in each other, then bad things become a lot easier and good things become a lot harder. All right, what's next? Yes, so this is the Dominico Americana School in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Here we are with young students who are learning English through a program that was established and supported by the State Department. It is, simply put, our best export. Right now, in this moment in the world and in human history, English is the connecting language. And kids and their parents around the world know that to create even greater opportunity, to be able to connect to learning, to science, technology, to be able to communicate, maybe to be able to have a great job, English language skills are a huge plus, and I'm proud of the fact that we support it in so many countries around the world. All right. Oh yeah, I remember this. This is from the Africa Cup of Nations at Cote d'Ivoire. This is a tournament that brings together almost all of the countries in Africa around maybe one of the best connectors in the world. Sports in general, soccer or football as most of the world calls it in particular. So I got a chance to go to one of the games. I got my own jersey in the colors of the Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire team. I remember too, they didn't do so well that night, so I left the game and I remember telling our hosts, no, your guys look really good. And sure enough, they turned it around and won the tournament. But it's just a reminder that maybe as much or more than anything else, sports is just one of our great connectors. Okay, yes, so this is when we launched our Global Music Diplomacy Initiative at the State Department. And yeah, that's me with a guitar, with an incredible house band. I kind of thought at the end of this event that it was running a little bit over and maybe the quickest way to clear the house would be for me to get up on stage and actually perform. At least I was glad to be able to contribute. I'm not sure if the audience felt the same way.
You know I'm here. Everybody knows I'm here.
Music has been the thread through my life. It's what I come back to again and again and again. And it's also one of the greatest connectors that we have. It's the common language for the world, with different dialects, different versions that we're trying to bring together through music diplomacy. It's been the privilege of a lifetime to serve as Secretary of State these past 4 years. And so much of that is reflected in the photographs I had a chance to look at. In each and every one of those moments, I'm just reminded of the impact that we have when we work with others, when we're reaching out, when we're engaged, when we're leading. None of the problems that we face in our own lives can fully be solved by the United States acting alone. We're so much better off when we're finding ways to collaborate and do it with other countries, with other people, all around the world. No country has the same ability that the United States has to bring others together in common cause, in common purpose. And these photographs are one good way of making sure that I never forget. It's wonderful to know that I'll have these reminders for the years ahead.